Right, welcome back, everyone. Starting a little bit later than the last few weeks, and also starting a little bit. Hello, Tom. Konnichiwa. Genki desu ka? So, last week, because didn't have a lot of people on until about 11 o'clock. I thought of waiting until 11, but you know what? Maybe we shouldn't wait too long. Sometimes I'm not a late night person anymore. Sometimes I just don't make it that long. But anyway, a couple quick things before we start with the story. My summer program is starting to get students enrolling. So looking forward to that starting in a couple weeks. The week of the 20th of July is when classes will start it. Very good. Ureshii desu. Good. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. So, so summer program for kids is growing along. Now, a lot of people misunderstand what I'm doing and surprised that my primary target is not children, even though I love working with kids. I love working with kids. I have a lot of time. I learn from them more than I think they learn from me sometimes. But primarily, I've set up this program for people in their 20s and 30s. But because it's summertime, so I'm setting up summer courses for kids. And it's all about storytelling. So that's why I'm doing this weekly broadcast on Thursdays using this game, Fabled Lands, for those of you who have not seen this show before. So I'm using the storytelling and the random elements that we get from Fabled Lands to kind of demo what you would get in a class with me, an English class with me. But of course, my classes are using my simplified version of Dungeons and Dragons. That is the world's first and still most popular TRPG. Okay. All right. So let's get into the story. So last week was a rough week. Everything was working technically, except for my voice. I was having a hard time talking last week. But that's okay. You know, that happens sometimes. And story-wise, I took a lot of risks last week that didn't pay out very well in the long term. I mean, I kind of forgot that I'm only a level 1 character, and that's a very important thing to remember in playing these games, to remember your level and your skills. So, okay, so let's pretend that last week's story didn't happen, and we're back into watching the story tonight. So we're back in Marlock City in the Kingdom of Sokara. Marlock City is a huge, sprawling metropolis enclosed in a fortified wall said to have been built 1,000 years ago by the ancient Shadar Empire. It is the capital city of Sokara. Marlock City was once known as Sokar until General Grieve Marlock led the army in bloody revolt against the old king, Corin VII, and had him executed. The general renamed the city after himself. It is now a crime to call it Sokar. The general lives in the old king's palace and calls himself the protector general of all Sokara. Whereas the old king was corrupt, the general rules with a fist of iron. Some people like the new regime. Others are royalists, still loyal to Nurgen, the heir to the throne. So Nurgen is the prince. And we'll get to him in just a minute because I think we've been accepted a mission to go and assassinate him, which we tried before. I'll get into our journal entry in a minute so that everyone has a review, as well as myself, of what our mission is. That's very important when you're doing an episode every week. So outside the city gates hang the bodies of many dead people. Labels around their necks read, "Rebels executed by the state for the good of the people. You'd best behave yourself if you don't want to end up like one of them," grates a guardsman, nodding towards the swinging corpses. As you pass through the great eagle-headed gates of Marlock City. Okay, so Tom says, "Anata no Nihongo wa jouzu desu ne." Thank you. I have been practicing my Japanese. It's a part of why I'm using this program to teach English. So, I've learned from my second and my third language. My second language was Cambodian. My third language was Cantonese. I didn't learn those languages through traditional language courses, through learning grammar the boring way. I learned it by living in and immersing myself in that environment. So right now I'm using the best that I can to teach myself Japanese without being in that environment. So I have a couple of apps that I practice my vocabulary every day, and I try to squeeze in some different YouTube shows in Japanese, cartoons mostly right now for my level. The important part is, and I'll repeat this a lot to my students, you have to see things and hear things that your mind can digest. We call that comprehensible input. And that allows you to acquire the language, lets you take in the language. So that's another purpose of this broadcast right now, is to tell you a story, listen to me speaking English naturally, reading these stories, and I'm always open to the audience giving me input on what they want to do in the story. So let's go to our journal. Now, the green tasks are the ones that we have finished already. We have a sacred tusk, we did that one already, and the service of the druids. So now, right now we have the very hard. So, okay, we accepted the very hard task of being an assassin in disguise. So King Nurgan asked us to go back and kill General Marlock. Okay, and the provost, that's Marshal, that's a military title. He wants us to kill Nurgan. So we're playing both sides right now, but those are very hard tasks for us right now. We're trying to get a medium task, which is the rat problems, but we don't have enough money yet to get a lantern to go into the sewers. And last time when we found the rats, we didn't do very good with the rats. So let us try and find some more money so that we can get our lantern. So let's go back to some of the other places in the world. The main road between Marlock City, Trefoil, and Karen Baru is well maintained, with regular guard posts. The Subkarans are nothing if not efficient. All right, now here comes the random dice roll to see what will happen on the road. We get a 6, which means we find a sword. Oh, cool. That's something that we can sell for money. So right now we have equipped, we have a spear and a crossbow. We have climbing gear, we have a fish, we have a wereboar tusk, we have a rope. Now we need to I think we need to go back to town and get some bolts for our crossbow, because if we're out on the road, well, okay, so We'll have to get to another city first. Let's finish this road journey. The city of Trefoil is a terrifying vision of apocalyptic destruction. It had once been a thriving crossroads town, but now it is a burnt-out hulk. It was almost razed to the ground when it declared for the late king during the recent civil war and tried to hold out against the army of Grieve Marlock, the current Protector General of Sokara. It was then sacked by the general's mercenaries, and General Marlock is now trying to rebuild it. Craftsmen are hard at work everywhere. Fortunately, there is nothing here but ashes and rubble. Excuse me for a moment. Little itchy nose. Okay. Now, we haven't had a task yet to visit this wizard guy yet, so that's something that we can keep in mind because we know that that option is there. So, let's go into the city of Yellowport first and go to the market and let's buy some bolts. Bolts are the ammunition for our crossbow. If we have to get into combat, we want to be prepared. So, how many we can... Let's fill all but 2 of our spaces, just so that we have room to pick other things up. Okay, so that leaves enough space there. All right. Now, I don't really want to go to any of the temples just... Well, let's see. This one is lit up. Oh, yeah. We don't have anything to report to him right now, so let's just leave. Okay. Let's try and go to this city again. This has been a good beginning city. The city of Benefax is a strange-looking village. Now, the last time we came here, there was the case of the ghosts. It was a very classic Scooby-Doo case. You've got some people covering themselves in flour trying to pretend to be ghosts. That was pretty funny. Okay. All right. Well, we are not live to anyone at the moment, but that's okay. So, but as this will be going up on my Facebook and my YouTube, we should be live on both platforms right now. So I will just keep going through the story and people can come in and watch it later on. All right, Benefax is a strange-looking village. It looks like a single gigantic building. All the houses are joined together to form a jumbled mass, and none of the houses have doors. The only way in is through holes in the rooftop. Ladders lead up to the roof, which in effect forms a network of streets that the inhabitants travel across to get to certain buildings. We had to build it that way for defense, says a passing farmer. You see, the scorpion men from the south cannot climb, so they can't get inside the town. Wandering around, you clamber down a ladder into a long, low hall, the Benefax Market. The sign reads, closed on Thursday. Fortunately, it's not Thursday, and a stocky, barrel-chested man with piggy eyes introduces himself as Forze, the master of the market. How much for you to buy or sell in this provincial market? Items with no purchase price are not available locally. Let's see if we can sell off that sword. Hey, we could. And that means that we have enough money to get our lantern. Okay, we want to get that for now. But I want to see if we can get a little more experience. Now, we're rank 1, and I have not figured out in this game what it takes to grow in rank yet. Very interesting dilemma. Okay, so we've equipped some bolts to go with our crossbow. Well, let's see what we can find in this town. You think of the places that could be of potential interest to you in the strangest looking village you have seen so far. After a while, you narrow them down to a few useful possibilities. Let's chat to some of the villagers. A small boy runs up to you saying, "Help us, help us! The man-eating, bloodthirsty gobgobbler has got my little sister." Okay, now if you tuned in last week, you know that we did this mission. So this is a good, easy mission for us to do again. His mother, a flaxen-haired beauty. Flax is kind of like straw or wheat, so it's a golden color. That's what flaxen-haired beauty means. Comes up behind him. And you say, and remember, we're a girl here, so... "Surely you mean bloodthirsty, not Thursday?" you ask. "Oh no," replies the young mother. "The man-eating, bloodthirsty gobgobbler is so named because it hunts only on Thursdays." The boy's name is Mikhail, and his mother is Lynn. Her husband is away in the army, and her young daughter, Haley, was taken by the beast last Thursday. Apparently, several people have disappeared, never to be seen again. "Please help us," plead the villagers. All right, let's help them. You wait until Thursday. Lynn tells you that the disappearances happened a little way out of town, near an old farmhouse. As you leave town, you notice Forze, the master of the market, heading in the opposite direction. That sounds suspicious. Let's follow. Well, all right. Now, this would be the time that I would ask our audience, do they want to follow Forze or head for the old farm? And since we don't have any audience members at the moment, we'll take our handy D4, our four-sided dice. Odd numbers, 1 and 3, will follow Forze. Even numbers, 2 and 4, will head for the old farm. All right, I rolled a 4 this time. You're passing through a wooded glade when you hear a horrendous trumpeting noise. Suddenly, a massive bear-like form about the size of a large bull appears in front of you. It looks rather like a huge, hairy toad with a gaping, toothy mouth. The creature breathes a billowing cloud of noxious, sulfurous gas at you. You feel your head swim as you start to fall asleep. Uh-oh. We rolled a 6. Oh, we managed to shrug it off. Okay, thank goodness. You managed to shrug off the effects of the gas. All right, let's attack this beast. With a war cry, you leap to the attack. Your first blow rips away a great chunk of its body. Suddenly, a voice pipes up from inside the gobgobbler. "Help! Help, lads! This one's a real fighter!" Realize the gobgobbler is a man disguised as a monster. But then 3 thugs, bandits by the look of them, run out of the woods to attack you. You must fight them one at a time. Fight. All right. So, okay, we've got 3 bandits. Now, we get the first initiative. We need to swap out our weapon to our ranged weapon. Now, that doesn't leave us enough action points to... doesn't give us enough to call our clone to help out. But we have 3 action... we have 5 action points right now. Use 2 action points to give us a little defense. All right. Now we'll end that turn and they come moving up. All right, let's shoot the first guy. Okay, we did 3 points of damage to him. Not bad, not bad. Okay. They're gonna come up. Oh, good. Oh no, they're shooting already. Luckily, they didn't shoot us for too much. All right. I'm gonna call my clone out, and hopefully but he took out the clone with one shot. All right. Let's just go for the action. Okay, this is gonna be tough. Can I shoot it point blank? That means when they're right next to you in what we would call melee range, but you still shoot them. So let's try that. Oh, that worked. Okay. My 6 stamina to their 1 and 3. Oh, this is not looking good. Oh, I've got defeated. Oh, these guys weren't that tough last time. All right. I got to remember to save a little more often this time. So let's get back to let's try and see if we can do about the same as we did last time. Okay, no, we didn't get anything special here. All right, we'll go down to Yellowport. And still we're gonna buy some bolts, even though okay. And let's take a look at our inventory. Let's make our... Okay. That way we don't have to waste time switching weapons when the bad guys come. And in fact, if we do that, if we put a bolt up in that spot right there, we can even buy a couple more bolts to try and... Thank you, KY. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying tonight's story. Okay. So let's... All right. Let's go back to that town. Because this is our best option yet. Okay. We're going to help them. Now, last time we went straight for the old farm. Let's see if we can save the game first, so that we don't have to keep doing the same things over and over again. Most people who play computer games know this already. All right. Save the game and save often. Which is the cool thing about if you're in class with me, because you don't have to worry about saving the game. In a game like this, a computer game, you're really limited by the choices that have been programmed into the game. But in the games in my class, there are no limits. And I'm a generous dungeon master. I like to see my players succeed. I make it tough for them, but I like to see them succeed. Okay, so we're gonna follow this guy, and our scouting skills. Oh, we failed. Okay. You're passing through a wooded glade when you hear a horrendous trumpeting. Okay, so we found the beast again. We managed to shrug off. Okay. All right, so we're back in the same fight, but we're a little more prepared this time. Okay, now he's out of range, so we can summon our clone right away. Okay. That's not right. I tried to... Oh, why did it do that to me? Okay, so we just wasted a turn. Well, luckily we saved. So let's just see what happens. Okay. Oh, all right. We got a little better chance this time. We can move here. All right. Okay. That was a close one, but we made it this time. We made it. Okay. Oof. The bandits are dead. The man in the suit comes round and surrenders. It is Forze, the master of the market. He terrified people with the monster disguise and used a large pair of bellows full of gas to put his victims to sleep. Then he sold them to a slaver from Karan Baru for work in the slave mines. You find Haley and several other villagers in the cellar of an old farm nearby. Don't hurt me, begs Forze. I'm only trying to make a few shards. What? By selling your own people into slavery? Says one of the villagers, giving him a good kick. You lead them back to Benefax. All right. Haley runs into his mother's arms for a tearful reunion. Lynn, the mother, gives you a suit of chainmail. Ooh, and a sword. Sweet. Chainmail is going to give us better armor. So let's upgrade our defense. And... you know, I think I'm going to switch the sword for the spear. Yeah, I think I'm going to switch that. And continue back into the city. Now, these have been in the family for generations. It's all I have to give, she says. Forze is hauled off to the local magistrate for judgment. You will probably be sold into slavery. The villagers welcome you as one who brought Forze to justice and saved their people from slavery. Benefax is a strange-looking village. It looks like a single gigantic building. All the houses are joined together to form a jumbled mass. And none of them... Okay, so we've read through the description of the town again, so we don't need to do that. All right, let's go to the market and sell off some things. And we have enough money to get us the lantern we've been looking for. So let's get that. Now, we have a little bit of extra money as well. We've got a good amount of bolts for the moment. We're good with our longsword for a weapon. Let's see if there's anything that can... Okay, combat dodge can help us to help our defenses. Scorpion antidote. Ooh. Oh, we don't have enough base combat for these books yet. We don't have enough money for that one anyway, so... Scorpion antidote. I don't know that we need that just yet. So let's go back to exploring the city and see what else we can do. Let's visit the village healer. You climb down the ladder into a house with herbs and plants hanging on the walls. and shelves lined with pots, pans, and bottles of all sorts. The healer, an old woman, can cure you of the effects of sting fever, but is unable to cure disease. Lift curses or heal wounds. It will cost you 25 shards to get cured if you are suffering from the effects of the disease. Now, we are not suffering from that right now, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, well, let's go to the inn, and let's get recovered first, and then let's go buy everyone a round of drinks and find out what we can learn. They're vicious, evil devils, says an old peasant. Like huge scorpions they are, save they have the head and shoulders of a man. Intelligent, too, forever seeking to pillage our town. But they can't climb up the ladders. A soldier in the local militia speaks up. They hate fire, too. All we have to do is sit atop the town and pepper them with flaming arrows. They can't stand that for long. Mind you, things are getting bad. They've got a sorcerer now. A young man, blind in one eye, paralyzed down one side, says, they got a terrible sting as well. Their venom did this to me. Pointing at his eye and side, there's not much else to hear, so you leave. Those guys sound pretty nasty. Well, just in case we... Oh, but we rested and we bought a round of drinks, so we don't have enough to get the scorpion antidote right now. All right. And there's nothing else to search in this town. Okay. So that's all there is in this town. Now, if we go down into the Scorpion Blight, which we don't have a mission to go do yet, so we need to go find some easier missions. Let's go up on the Eastern Road and see what's going on up there. You are on the road between Blessed Springs and Benefax. Pilgrims, the sick and injured, travel this route to the holy waters of Blessed Springs to find salvation. Take a drink while we roll and see what happens. Oh no, we're attacked by mad pilgrims. What made them so mad? Hopefully they're not too tough. Well, okay. There's two of them, and they do have pretty good health. So let's call up our clone, and that ends that turn. Okay, our clone can come and attack him. Oh, good hit. Okay, now it's our turn. We've taken care of the first mad pilgrim. Our clone can move forward and deflect some attacks. Good. And we can attack him. All right. So much for the mad pilgrims. Oh, wow, we got some good, a potion of godliness. Used before making an ability roll or before entering combat. It adds 1 sanctity for that roll or combat only. Okay. And a staff. All right. Not bad, not bad. Hello, Alexander. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the show. All right, so let's go up to the Blessed Springs and see what's up there. The village of Blessed Springs, nestling at the foot of a tall hill, has grown up around the holy waters. A special spring, said to have healing powers. It has been fenced off by the villagers, and a priesthood appointed to supervise the supplicants who come to bathe or drink of the spring's waters. There is no market, but an alchemist has set up shop here. All right. So, yeah, ooh, lots of good potions. Potion of strength, potion of intellect, potion of stealth, potion of healing. Now, everyone who plays RPGs know that potions of healing are very, very important. So with our 50 shards out of 92, I'm going to start with a potion of healing, since we don't have one of those right now. Okay, so let's explore the Blessed Springs. You have heard stories of the Holy Spring and its healing powers. The village has basically grown around it. You have limited places to openly go due to the guards hired by the priests of Molehern to patrol the area. Still, you think you can pay a visit to the Holy Waters, talk with the owner of the alchemist shop, explore the hill, or go back. All right, what do you guys think? The Holy Waters, talk with the owner of the alchemist shop, or explore the hill. We could do them in order, or we could take a d6 and find out what the roll is. Now, there's a slight delay between the let me type in the chat. All right, Francis says go for the Holy Waters. Oh, a wooden stockade encloses the springs. At the gate, 2 militiamen stand on guard, and a priest dressed in blue robe sits behind a desk. 35 shards to enjoy the divine spa. All right. We've only got 42 shards, and it costs 35. I don't think we're gonna take a bath right now, even if it is holy water. We're not sick or anything. All right, can or will not pay. Okay, let's go with. Let's explore let's find out from the alchemist shop first. Let's see if he has any information. The alchemist shop is lined with potions, jars of exotic substances, herbs, and so on. Alembics and beakers, bubble and foil, full of strangely colored liquids. The alchemist, a tall, gangly fellow with a beak of a nose, means his nose looks like a bird's beak, sells potions. The alchemist can make you some special potions as well, but he needs some ingredients. He needs an ink sac and 250 shards. Wow, it's pretty expensive. If you pay the money and have an ink sac, he will make you a potion of restoration. It can only be used once to heal all lost stamina points, cure poison and disease. He also needs scorpion venom and 50 shards. If you pay the money, you can have some scorpion venom. All right, well, that's something that we can keep in mind until the next time. So let's leave there. All right. So that leads explore the hill. You make your way up the hill. After a while, you spot a cave set into the hillside. A little further up, judging by the human bones dumped near the entrance, this is the lair of a dangerous beast. Fresh tracks of some large, two-legged, three-toed creature lead from the cave into some nearby trees. It seems it is not at home at the moment. 2 legs and 3 toes. Now, if it's walking on 2 legs, but it only has 3 toes, what do you guys think? Some kind of lizard man, maybe? Let's make a scouting roll. Now, very early on in the game, one of our first missions, we went and helped out the druids so that we can improve our scouting skill. So let's see if right now, okay, we have a 41.7% chance of successfully scouting. Let's give it a try. Oh, we failed. We failed. Everything indicated the cave is empty, so you approached carefully, on the lookout for attack from behind. Suddenly, something rushes out of the cave, taking you by surprise. It is a Gorlock, a beast with legs like a bird. Oh, that was close. It was a body like a reptile, but its legs like a bird, with 2 short forelimbs and a beaked lizard-like head. You see that its 2 legs end up in backward-pointing feet. The tracks it leaves will always show the wrong direction of travel. It bites at you savagely. Wow, we haven't even started combat. We lost 4 out of our 9 stamina already. And we have no choice but to fight. So, how tough is... Wow, he's... Alright, this guy is looking pretty tough here. Let's use our healing potion. Okay. And the only other thing we can do with our 5 stamina is... give ourselves a Song of Swiftness. And see what this guy does. Alright. He is going to come in. Now, I still want to get our clone out, even though he generally takes out the clone in 1 attack. But let's see. Oh, good. Luckily, he didn't take out the clone already. Our clone gets a chance to attack once. Not great, but maybe enough. Now, we can't move anywhere, so... Oh, good. That was a little bit better hit. We hit a hit for 3. Okay. And he takes out our clone. All right. Okay, we're down to 7 out of 14. Let's hope that he does... Ooh. I think we're in trouble. And we can't disengage. I just want to run away. Oh! Oh! We didn't make it. And I forgot to save. Okay. So let's go back to... and quickly catch up to... maybe we'll get a better chance with Forze this time. Oh, we got a successful scouting check this time. So we got a little bit of head start on the fight this time. Okay. So we can get our clone out. Our clone can... Wait a minute, how come it didn't bring up... We should have switched weapons by now. Alright, well, at least there are only 2 of them. Okay. So, let's see. You can take out one of the brigands. Okay, and she did a good job, and that's okay because we... All right, well, we got a better result this time on this one, and we know what to do to move forward. So we can skip through this without reading all of the text. Oh, our inventory is full already. There we go. Okay. Now we go to the market. Wait a minute. Let's switch out the new armor. Okay, and we go to the market. We sell off the sword and the leather armor. And we had to go up on the eastern road to get the healing potion. There wasn't a healing potion here. The only thing that we wanted to get here for the future was our lantern. Okay. And since we've done a lot better this time, let's save. Hello, Bruce. Welcome to the show. All right, so moving on. Now, we did everything in Benefax. Let's go back in the direction of the Eastern Road and see what happens. See if we're going to be attacked by those mad pilgrims again. Yep, we're getting attacked by the pilgrims again. So, but we know how to handle them now. Okay. Get our clone out. Our clone's ready for action. She shoots and almost takes out one. Okay, back to our turn. We take out the closest. And our clone takes out. This is going to be a lot easier fight. A lot easier fight now that we're prepared. Cool. All right. And we get these two cool items again. And I've decided in this game that you need to save a lot. Otherwise, it's just really too tough. Okay, we didn't lose any stamina. Good. So, let's go to the alchemy shop. I'm going to buy 2 potions of healing. Our inventory is full. Okay, and we can't sell off anything else here. How do we get rid of that stinky fish? I want to be able to just drop things from our inventory. Oh, good. Let's drop the stinky fish, because we don't need that from now. I don't even know if we need the wearboard tusk. But keep that for the moment. And one more thing we can do to clear up a little more room in our inventory is to put a bolt up in that spot there. Okay, so now we can buy a couple of potions of healing. Okay. And before we go up in the hills again, let's save the game in case we go up against that beast that killed us just a moment ago. Okay, I'm gonna go for about another 15 minutes tonight. I hope everyone is enjoying the show, learning as we go. I've not played this game past this part of the story. I'm playing this with you guys for the first time, so I hope that you're enjoying the story. Okay. Now, let's talk with him so that we know and have a record of that. Now, exploring the hill, make a scouting roll. Oh. We failed the scouting roll. So, let's see how we do in the fight this time. Do we have a chance? Okay, we don't have enough range. So, let's get our clone out to help. Our clone is pretty helpful. Okay. And we better take a potion of healing, and we can use a spell to increase our defense a little bit. Okay, good. We might have a chance this time. All right. 50-50 chance. Can we take him out on this turn? Yes. We did it. Okay, we got a mace. Now the mace, compared to our sword, the upper range of damage is not as high, but the minimum range is higher. So this mace could be better. And a silver nugget. Now that could be worth some money. And wow, 500 shards. Sweet. With the Gorlock out of the way, you are free to investigate its lair. Inside the cave, you find 500 shards, a mace, and a silver nugget. Okay, oh, that's why, because we never got the sword this time around. Okay, so let's drop the spear. Okay, that means we're going to have to go and get some more bolts pretty soon, but that's okay. We can sew up the spear, and it's got a mace now. We're doing good. We can start getting some better equipment. We don't have any blessings. We don't have any resurrection arrangements, but very importantly, game over. No, 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 no. Game's not over yet. We've restarted several times already, though. The game keeps going on. All right. Let's go and take a rest to recover our stamina. And let's buy everyone drinks to see if we can learn. This is a common tactic in D&D. Is you go to the inn and you try and learn rumors about the local areas. A few locals are discussing recent events. It seems some hideous beast has made its lair in a cave on the hill that overlooks the village. It's like I should have gone to the inn beforehand. Maybe I would have gotten some advantage. But that's okay. It's a Gorlock, says a farmer, and it's amassed quite a bit of treasure by all accounts, lifted from its victims. A brave adventurer like yourself could get rich if you killed it. That should be an if, not an it. Yeah. I love it when there's games like this, they're typos. I don't know why I love it, but I just think, you know, if you're spending this much time to build a product, you should at least spell check or grammar check, and even when you're using a tool like Grammarly, which I use regularly, even then you still miss things. So always spell check, double check, triple check. You'd be doing us a favor as well. You ask what a Gorlock looks like, but no one knows. Nobody's come back to tell the tale, says the innkeeper. There's not much else to hear. Well, I know what. I've killed the Gorlock already, so if I go back, no, they just told you about it, and they didn't do anything else. The alchemist doesn't have anything else to say to us. We've gone to the hill already. We don't need to go get another one of those. So let's leave here. All right, and let's go into the countryside and see what's in the countryside. You're crossing an open expanse of flinty ground. A few herds of sheep roam the low hills. Right, and here comes a random dice roll. You meet a shepherd. What will the shepherd do? You meet a shepherd who gives you a wolf pelt. Oh, good. Those are usually worth some money. Could get some shards off of that. So let's something good like that. Let's go and save again. Every step along the way, I've spent too many parts of this game going back to the beginning. Okay. Back on the main road. Okay, the road is nearly blocked by wagons and supply convoys. A troop of soldiers forces its way through the throng. The men bang heads indiscriminately to clear people out of the way. What's gonna happen? We roll the dice and get a 4. Nothing happens. We're good. Okay, well... I would really like to find some task that's not so hard. Let's go into the forest of Larun, or Laroon. Laroon? Let's go with Laroon. The forest of Laroon is a mighty swath of densely packed trees, a slice of primordial nature in the middle of busy, industrious Socara. You thread your way through the ranks of trees. In some places, the forest canopy almost blocks out the sunlight completely, and you are wandering deep in shadow, haunted by the cries of the creatures of the forest. Let's venture deeper into the forest. You hack your way through the undergrowth until you stumble across an old ruin. Creepers and forest moss have grown over most of it, but you can see mask-like faces set into the walls, glaring down at you as if in angry outrage at your intrusion. You come to a massive stone slab, clearly a door. Set into the middle of it is a round granite face, the visage of a sleeping demon. Suddenly an eye pops open and regards you curiously. "By the tentacles of Tantalon," exclaims the face in a gravelly voice. "A human! I haven't seen one of you lot for 100 years." An expression of suspicion forms on its rocky features. "What do you want, anyway?" "Just passing through," you comment airily. "Well, you can't pass through me unless you know the password. And that was given to me by Australis, the Wizard King. Let me see now. 1,000 years ago by Ebron. This is his tomb, you know." "So, how do I find the password then?" "Well," says the demon door, "Australis has a wizard. So why don't you ask some wizards?" "Where would I find some wizards, you ask?" "How would I know?" replies the door testily. "I've been stuck here for 1,000 years. All right. He wasn't very helpful. Now, I think there was a place down here. If we go past the main road, wasn't there some wizards down here? I think if we went... All right, so let's see what happens on the main road first as we pass the main road. Oh, we got banged on the head. All right, but we can still make a move. Let's just save the game just to be safe. Okay. Pass through the road tavern. We only need to recover 1 stamina, so... let's buy everyone some drinks and see if there's anything new. A trader from the far north tells a story about a great wizard. Ah! We were just looking for a wizard just now. Tardaz the Magnificent, who was tricked by a shaman of the Horde of the Thousand Winds on the Great Steppes. He imprisoned Tardaz inside a giant ruby and proceeded to loot Tardaz's tower. But in his stupidity, he opened the Great Wizard's Casket of Imponderables. Casket of Imponderables, okay. Casket is like a coffin. Imponderables, so that means things that cannot be pondered. Sounds bad, kind of like a Pandora's box. And unleashed a terrible storm that swept across the steppes, scattering many of the tribes far and wide. The shaman was killed, of course, but as far as anyone knows, podcast is still trapped in the ruby, waiting patiently for release. Perhaps for another 100 years, who knows? One thing's for certain, it won't be me trying to get him out. There's not much else to hear. Okay. Well, interesting. Eventually you come... Okay, so... There is some wizard somewhere up to the north. Now, I remember seeing that there was possibly a wizard here in this old ruin. Let's roll the dice and see what happens as we visit the city. We got a 3. Nothing happens. But we still can't visit that wizard. I really want to visit that wizard. All right. How are we doing for items? Okay, we've got 1 healing potion. We've got our lantern to go down there. All right, I think that we're gonna have to go back to Yellowport and try to look for the rats again. So let's go to Yellowport and save the game. And all right, so we've got about 5 minutes left, unless this story gets pretty exciting. So we're gonna go looking for city sewers. Wait a minute. We've got enough to buy a house and store our goods now. That's a great idea. That way, we can drop off things that we're not using at the moment. Okay, good. So, I think that, let's keep the rope. Now, we need to go to the market and sell off some of these things and get, so let's sell off the staff and the spear. Silver nugget. It's just good for money. All right, that's just good for money. Yeah. Okay, so let's get some more. We've already got chainmail armor, which is the best we can get at the moment. We need some more. Let's get some more ammunition in case we have to fight. Mandolin. You know, we're a troubadour. That's a bard. That means a mandolin would be useful. So let's get one. Okay. There's nothing else in here nothing that we can afford at the moment. Rat poison. Ooh. That might be useful. Since we're going down and into the sewers looking for the rats. Okay. That's interesting. Now, hopefully that's going to increase our charisma. I think it did. Yeah, look at that. Yep. Oh, so I was right. Okay. I think we're ready. Oh, one last thing. Let's see if we can find if we can buy a shield. Do they have a shield here? Okay, he doesn't have a shield to buy. That's okay. That's okay. So, let's deposit. Put our gold in our stash and keep it safe. The wolf pelt, we don't really have use for right now. Okay. And with that, I think that we can go into the sewers. next week. So, we made some good progress today. Learned how important it is to save the game, and hopefully you learned some new parts to the story. I hope everyone enjoyed the story so far, as Liana, our rank 1 troubadour, continues to find her way. Thank goodness we were able to restart a few times. But thanks so much for all of those who tuned in tonight. There are a couple more days left to enroll in my summer program. Right now, the summer course is $4,800 until the 3rd of July. And after that, the price is going to go up. But there may be some promotional activities next week, so look out for that. I will announce that, see how things go. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope you learned some English, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.